Madhyoli Charanam, Jai Nandalala. Today's topic is also Nayanaar. It's a beautiful story again. Lot of things to learn from it again. His name is Kungiliya Kalaya Nayanar. Not many would have heard of him, but he is pretty popular. That being said, his name says it all, Kungiliya Kalaya Nayanar has something to do with this thing named Kungiliya. Most of us wouldn't even know what it means. Now, we all know Dhupa Deepa Aradhane. We've heard of that, right? This is a service that we do for God. In the temples, they do this Dhupa Deepa Aradhane. Dhupa Deepa Aradhane. They say that it all goes together. It's how we pamper the Lord with the Dhupam, the Deepa Aradhane. That is what they say together, right? Dhupam is with that fragrance. It's all about making him feel good. He's a king, right? So all that good fragrances. Don't we love perfumes? We all love perfumes. But our perfumes is full of chemicals. We just take that bottle and just spray and then feel good. But the Lord, his perfume is different. His perfume is derived from the nature. So this, the one thing that comes to your mind, I'm sure, is Sambrani. When you say Dhupam, the Sambrani is that pure smoke, the fragrance, divinity resides in it. Now, Kungiliyam is another item just like Sambrani. Now, they mix a little bit of that in Sambrani and they offer it to the Lord. This is the practice. And it's the most auspicious thing. Most auspicious. So, that being said, now I think you got an idea what this Nayanaar does. Kungiliya Kalaya Nayanar. Something to do with this Kungiliya. Yes. So this Nayanaar spent all his life offering this Dhupam with the Kungiliya. It's the most auspicious, most highest form of service to the Lord. You must be wondering, what is this? But no, the Lord loves fragrances. The Lord loves to be pampered. You go and just keep, fanning him, he will love it. You do anything, just think about him, he'll love it. There's no specific thing that he loves more than something else. It's all about the purity of mind and soul, how you give it to him, right? How it's offered. That is all he sees. He doesn't see what is offered, how it's offered. They say even in the mind, when you think, a lot of people offer thousands of lotuses, in their mind. He'll receive it. It's a thought. It's how you offered it. With bhakti in your mind, he takes it. He says, thank you. This is what the Lord is. So this Nayanaar gave him Dhupam. He used to go to the temple and offer Dhupam. He is from Thirukadayur. That's in Nagapattinam district, Tamil Nadu. This is where he's from. A Brahmin community. He's pretty well-to-do. Not very well-to-do, but, manageable well-to-do. But the most wealth, whatever he has attained, would be used for buying Kungiliyam and offering it to the god. So even before he ate, before he bought for his family, for his wife, for his kids, Kungiliyam will be bought for the Lord. That will be the first thing, priority that he did for the Lord. This is what this Kalaya Nayanar was famous for. So we all know how popular the Sambrani is, right? Nowadays, I don't know if people know what Sambrani is. They probably must have heard of it, but they don't use it at all, right? Forget in the US, smoke alarm and all that. Nobody uses it. But in India, it was used so much. So much they used it before, and when they opened the shops in the morning, early mornings, if you go to certain shops, they would open the shop and they would do samrani. Why do they do the samrani? So much medicinal effects are there. So much medicinal benefits in that samrani. You know, they just go around the whole store and in the house. As soon as they take a shower, they go around the whole house with the samrani. Especially in villages, they go around the whole house, and they have a cow shed also in most of the houses, right? In villages, they go to the cow shed also and offer this samrani. The smoke has to spread everywhere, every nook and corner in the house. What does that smoke do? It gets rid of all the insects. It gets rid of all the germs that are not visible to the naked eye. It's so beneficial, medicinal. Nowadays we use Clorox bleach and stuff like that, you know, to disinfect. This was the disinfectant. This was the purifier. They would just go, so simple. Just put it in that thing and then go around the house with it. Saves so much time, right? And the smell that lingers around, stays for so long. It does something, you know. It's like the Vedas. When you hear the Vedas, it does something you don't even know what it does, but you feel good. Same thing with the fragrance. This fragrance, especially what the nature has given us, what the Lord loves. And another thing that it has, the benefits, is the divine loves it. So when they offer it to the whole house, everywhere the smell lingers around, divinity enters. You don't have to call divinity. Divinity enters wherever good fragrances exist, cleanliness exists, mind is pure, thoughts are pure, good conversations exist, where there is no anger, where there is no moods. So fragrance is a big thing. And Samrani is the best way to invite Lord into the house. And Kungiliyam is the most auspicious. So this was a practice. And those days, what they would do is when the baby is sick or something, you know, the baby has a cold or something, they would just add some turmeric in the samran. The turmeric, the whole one, the dry whole turmeric in the samrani. And that would give a different fume, which would help kind of, take relieve the congestion what the baby's having. These are all natural remedies. We have everything in the house. Who doesn't have these things? You know, everybody will have these things. I mean, Samrani is not available now, at least here on the modern houses, but just saying, it's very easy to go and get Samrani if you want. Easily available stuff, and see how beneficial they are. And definitely more reasonably cheaper than the high-end perfumes and room sprays, correct? And more beneficial too, right? You don't even know what those chemicals have, what they have in it, those sprays have in it, right? So it's always good to go back to our grounds and roots, always good to go back there. So they say that I told you the benefits, but now, I mean, there are some notions that Samrani, when you use it, it causes cough, it causes asthma, it causes allergies. I'm not sure where it came from. I don't know where that cropped up from. But yeah, I have no clue. So it's, I guess, again, no, when we talk about the mind control, it's all the mind telling us, oh, don't use Samrani, it's going to cause something. And then we listen to it. You have to let our mind understand, no, this is what my grandparents did. It'll be okay for me. So they say that Samrani during Fridays, Tuesdays, they have these days, and it's very, very, very auspicious to add the Kungiliyam in the Samrani and offer it to the Lord, and to go through the whole house with it. It's very, very auspicious, is what our scriptures say. All the impurities not only in the house, but in our mind also, gets cleansed. Simple. Now, divinity enters. Big plus point. Divinity enters the house. Now, this is what Kungiliya Kalaya Nayanar did. He used to buy the Kungiliyam, offer it to the Lord. Every day, morning, evening. So if we go through the market, he would buy bags of Kungiliyam and come home. So his wife is pretty much used to this, scene every day. She knows if he goes to the store, he will come back with Kungiliyam. He will not come back with groceries or anything. This is his life. This is how he is. This is what he did. And the wife was pretty supportive. And we've seen that consistently in all the Nayanars. Nobody had a difficult household, or even the parents, or even the wife, the children. Everybody went in tune with the Nayanar. Whatever he wanted to do, if he wanted to feed the Shiva Bhaktas, all of them were there in it, happily participating in the whole event, rather than saying, oh, how many people are you calling and all that. No, that was not there, right? Even here, see, the wife doesn't get angry when the Nayanar goes to the store and buys bags of Kungili. She's okay with it. It's all, after all, a service to the Lord, and she respects it herself, and she's okay with it. That is a big blessing the Lord has given him and her. She also gets happiness out of it. So both are, put there for a reason, to serve. It's like, I put you there to serve me, kind of thing. So it's very, the Lord got what he wanted. Now, Kungiliya Nayanar is a Brahmin. He's from a Brahmin community. And the Lord had given him enough. But what Kungiliya Nayanar did was he used up everything for buying Kungiliya. The Lord is watching. All his wealth is going, draining out, slowly getting drained out. So all the stuff that he had in his treasure, they have this big chest where all the silver, the gold, and all the jewelry would be, treasured and kept inside this box, carefully kept beside some, under the bed or in a corner. Everybody used to have this those days, because they don't have banks or anything. Everything was in a box with a lock. So he has given, all the wealth, the money he had is spent. Now he was looking for stuff to trade in. So he opened that box. He had silver. He had some silver utensils and all that. So one by one to the shopkeeper. And he said, just keep it. I'll pay you some other day. Then I'll take this back. So one by one, the stuffs were getting drained out. He's emptying the box, the treasure box now. He's emptying that, you know. And slowly the wife is watching. There's no food in the house. There's nothing to feed the kids. Now he's gone and sold every item that is there in the house. House is empty. So the wife calls him and she says, how do you expect me to run the house? There is nothing. If I want to make something, there's no rice, there's no grains. Now what I thought was, I have this Thirumangalyam. This is all I have, she says. I'll give it to you. Go sell this and buy groceries for the house. Go buy rice and vegetables and come. I will feed all of you. And if by any chance a Shiva Bhakta enters our house, I don't have anything to give him. She says, you see the mentality, she doesn't talk only about herself. She's saying, if by any chance, if some devotee walks into our house, I don't have anything to feed him. This is why I said the whole household is, you know, under Lord Shiva. Even she doesn't think about her or the kids alone. She says, I need, in case somebody walks in the house. So he says, okay, he nods his head and all that. And he takes the Thirumangalyam. Now, which lady will give her Thirumangalyam? Not many. And then she took a thread, you know, the Thirumangalyam thread, and put a turmeric in it and tied it in her neck, because something has to be there in her neck that is also equivalent to the Thirumangalyam. So she had that. But the gold, she gave it to him to sell and bring back groceries for the house. So Kalaya Nayanar was walking, you know, on the streets with this Thirumangalyam in his, you know, tied in his waist, safe. The Lord has to play tricks, right? He has to play tricks, especially when the devotee is such a high level devotee. Then that's when the test also comes in a high level. So the Lord comes in the form of a trader. And what is he selling? Kungiliya. This is where the trap it comes, right? The time was that he was not supposed to think about Kungiliyam. He was supposed to go straight to the grocery store and bring groceries for the house. That's when the Lord comes. And, you know, in intersection, he's coming there and he's standing there. And he's screaming it out. Kungiliyam, I have the best Kungiliyam. You know, so Kalaya Nayanar hears it. Kalaya Nayanar, the word Kungiliyam is enough. That's enough for him. He runs like a kid after a toy. Ayya, you said Kungiliyam. Do you have Kungiliyam in there? Then says, yes, I have lots of varieties. He says, the Lord is even better. So, can I see? He says, yeah, I'll show it to you. And he'll open and he showed it. So many bags of Kungiliyam he had. Kalaya Nayanar is he was in heaven when he saw that. He was speechless. He forgot about his house. He forgot about his kids. He forgot about his wife. He forgot about the Thirumangalam, why it was given to him. So, of course, the person asks him, the vendor is asking him, Lord Shiva, of course. So, do you have money for this? And he says, no, I don't have money, but I have this. And he gets the Thirumangalam out. So I have this. You can keep it. And the Lord says, oh, for this, I can give you my whole Kungiliya. So Kalaya Nayanar is very happy. His day is made. It's like his life is made. He says, I can take all of this. Then you keep it. Yeah. You take that. I'll take all of this. And he's like, some treasure, he takes it. Yes, for treasure for him. For a devotee, remember, serving the Lord is the biggest treasure. Serving the Lord is the biggest treasure for him. And yes, for him, it was big treasure. And he got that big box. Somebody helped him also on the way to bring it to the house. And his wife is poor thing waiting, because as soon as he comes, she thought, okay, I'll put the rice and I'll cook the rice and I will give the kids and I'll feed him also and I'll eat. I'll first feed the Lord and the kids. And this is how they are, First they serve the Lord, and then this is all running in the wife's mind. And she saw Kalaya Nayanar entering with a big box, with a big bag. And she's like, okay, your father is here. Let's get ready. And she's getting the fire started, start cooking. And then he comes and he puts the box there. And she goes and just opens it and she says, Kungiliya. The whole box is only Kungiliya. And she asks him, what happened? Where is, I gave you my Thirumangalam to buy food for us. What do I do? Where is the food? And then he's just staring. And then he says, I have to go to the temple because I'm late to offer Kungiliya. And he runs. Because he bought the Kungiliya. Now he runs with the one box of Kungiliya. He goes to the temple. My wife is standing there, shocked. I mean, what will she do? Huh? She goes to the prayer room and falls at the Lord's feet. And she cries. She cries that, what do I do? I don't ask my husband not to serve you. But what kind of service is this? See, the Lord is listening to everything. The Lord is watching everything. Isn't the Lord the one who came as a vendor and made him buy it? He knows. He knows what's going on. Somehow she makes the kids drink water, puts them to sleep. They're all hungry, but the Lord took care of it. Sometimes hunger doesn't even affect you when the Lord is in the picture, After all, these are his devotees. He makes sure the hunger doesn't harm them. It doesn't affect them. They don't feel it so much. So they were given water and they were put to sleep. And the wife also in pain, she just cried and she fell asleep. The Lord comes in her dream. And he says, don't worry. My dear one, I know how much of devotion you have for me, how much of faith you have for me. You wake up and he's standing there with a lot of bags of money and all the requirements, more than what they require. He says, here, take all this, it's for you. Take all this, I've given it for you. says. It's in his dream. It's in her dream. She's watching all this. And then she wakes up in the morning to see a different place. She wakes up in a different place. The house is no longer the same house that they were living in. It looks like someone just whitewashed and painted and everything done. And there were boxes of jewelry and gems and coins, rice, lentils, vegetables, fruits. She was running here and there like a mad woman, knowing what happened. But then she realized the Lord did come in her dream and say, he did tell her. He gave her bags of so many things, and that is exactly what she's seeing when she woke up. Sometimes, not sometimes, the Lord comes in your dream. It's never a dream. It's real, correct? This even Ambal, whoever know Ambal, who have spoken to Ambal, Sri Amma, know this. When she comes in your dream, it is not a dream. If she came and gave you a piece of her mind, if she came and was nice to you, she came and said something to you, it's not a dream. It is real. We have to take whatever that message was seriously. So this is one of those. The dream was real. Whenever the Lord comes, it's real. She saw all this treasure, and the first thing she did was she started cooking. She started cooking a feast because she wanted to cook a feast and feed the Lord first. And then she wanted to invite all the Shiva Bhaktas and feed them. This was her desire immediately. So she started doing that. Now, our poor Kungiliya Nayanar was in the temple offering his Kungiliyam, and then after that he started sobbing in front of the Lord. He started sobbing in front of the Lord. Lord, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. You know, my poor wife gave me a Thirumangalyam, and see what I did to her. He's telling the Lord. See what I did to her. After all, what did she ask? She asked for food. And the bhakti, my bhakti for you is beyond all that, you know. I don't want to eat. My hunger is no more. I'm only hungry to offer you Kungiliya. What do I do? I'm so bad. I'm so bad, he says. And he cries. And there's a voice. He hears a voice saying, my dear one, stop crying. Go home. There's a feast waiting for you. There's very good paisam. The Lord is telling him, there is very good paisam and lovely food waiting for you. Go and eat. There's a voice telling him this, and he's listening. He's like, why am I hearing this? Where's my wife going to make paisam? There's no rice to cook, and where will she make paisam? He's thinking. And he's like, no. The Lord is talking to me. I have to run. And he runs from there. He runs back home to see the home that he was living in. It is not even there. There's some other mansion in that place. He doesn't even understand what happened. And there were a lot of people around his house watching what is going on, because yesterday night it was a small, ordinary house, and today it's a mansion suddenly. So we have a crowd outside the house, and Kalaya Nayanar enters the house. He's like dazed and confused. He's calling out to his wife. She comes out with her, spatula in her hand because she's cooking. She's serving. And she comes out and she's like, come inside. I'll put food for you. And then he says, where did you get all this? What is going on? And she says, Oh, Lord Shiva came in my dream and he said, I'm giving you all this. He's very happy with you and me. And see, he's given us more so that we can serve more people. So he's so happy. He's like, yeah, my Lord is the best. Now I can offer him more Kungiliya. He's so happy. And then he sees that same treasure chest in the corner, which is open. And it's got all the items that he sold, all the items that he gave away to buy Kungiliyam. The Lord has returned it back to him. I was so touched when I read that. I was so touched. You sold that to buy for me. You take it. You take it back. Now you can keep it. You serve more people. That is how sweet and kind that overload kindness that Lord is. So kind. That really touched me. It's not a small thing, right? Same items that he had, the Lord gave, and more. Whatever he had, the Lord gave, plus whatever the Lord wanted to give. Additional coins and gems. So you see, the Lord knows when to give, what to give, to whom to give. So clear, no doubts. And he'll never do a mistake. He knows when to give. And he knows whom to give. He knows Kalaya Nayanar will use it for the right cause, to serve his devotees. So he gives more. Happily gives more. Now, they did not ask for all this, did they? Now, even the wife, when she had nothing to cook in the kitchen, the only thing she went and asked the Lord was, I'm not angry that my husband is offering you Kungiliyam, but I just need some groceries for the house. I need to feed the kids. I need to feed him. The basic necessities is what she asked for. Right? She didn't ask for more. Even Kalaya Nayanar, he only asked for, something to buy Kungiliyam with. That was the only thing he wanted. Very clear about what they want, right? Both of them. Basic. And the Lord knows. He knows them so well. He gave them more. He gave them more than what they asked for. More. Now he's from Tirukadayur. This Lord, the Lord that he did seva to, the Lord, the Kungiliya Kalaya Nayanar did seva, service. He offered the dubam to this Lord, Arunajadeshwarar, in Tirukadayur. And there is so many stories pertaining to this temple, which I will tell you a little later. Now, Kalaya Nayanar visited Thirupannandal. It's another kovil. It's another temple where the Lord here is Arunajadeshwarar. The lingam here was leaning. At one time, it was like, the lingam is straight, it's like little leaning to one side like this. So when you see the lingam, it is like this. It's not normal. This was not now, but during Kalaya Nayanar's time, the lingam was leaning. And the Chola king at that time wanted to renovate that temple. And so when he came into the sanctum and saw the lingam leaned to one side, he wanted to make it straight. So it was his desire to straighten the lingam. So he tried with the soldiers and, 10, 15, 100 soldiers came and pulled it with the rope, tied the lingam and pulled it to straighten it out. They couldn't. Then he used an elephant. He used an elephant, that is, tied the elephant's trunk and the other end to the lingam. So the elephant walks and pulls the lingam. Elephant couldn't do it. Now somebody told him about Kalaya Nayanar, that he's in the area. So the king asked his ministers to go and meet him and escort him to the temple. So they all went and told Kalaya that this is the problem they're having. There is the Lord is leaned to one side and they're trying to make the lingam straight. Kalaya was like, I would love to help. And he came. He came and he sat in front of the Lord and he requested the Lord. He requested the Lord, saying, you have to be straight. We don't like seeing you leaned to one side like this. You help all of us. When we fall down, you lift us up. How can we see you like this? So he's requesting the Lord. You straighten us out. We want to see you stand straight. You're the king. And so after that, he puts a noose and he puts it around his neck. One end of the noose, he puts it around his neck and the other end around the lingam. And he pulls it with his neck. Think about it. He pulls the lingam with the other end here in his neck. A little more, you know what will happen, right? It's going to kill him, right? So he pulls the lingam slowly and the Lord slowly straightens up. He doesn't even use any power. One thing is that the Lord doesn't want to trouble his devotee. His beloved Kalaya, he loves him so much. He doesn't want him hurt. The rope is going to hurt him. So Kalaya was, he took a vow where I'll either straighten the lingam or I'll die. This was why he put it in his neck. So does the Lord want him to die? No, he doesn't want him going away so fast because he has to do a lot of more seva to him, Kungiliyam seva to him. Who will do that? So he easily straightened himself. Now it is straight. Before it was not. So now let's see why he was leaning. So why was that lingam leaning? There's a story behind it. The lingam was leaning because there was a princess named Tadagai. She used to come and make garlands for the Lord in this temple. And she would make garlands every day and offer it to the Lord. So much bhakti. The Lord loves his devotees. Whoever offers him with love, you know this. He takes it with love. So this princess offered her garlands so much love, so much bhakti. One day, when she was offering to the Lord, her sari pallu, right? It kind of was slipping. So what happens when it slips? We tend to hold up pallu with our hand and then we can go further with our hand, right? We're already holding the pallu, right? So her hand won't reach out further. So she can't stretch her hand further. So she couldn't garland the Lord. The Lord is watching all this. What does the Lord do? He leans. He leans down, making it easier for his beloved devotee to garland. How sweet. That is so sweet, isn't it? So he leaned down for her. And he remained leaned down. That day he leaned for her. He remained leaned down until the Chola king came. And of course, Kalaya Nayanar came and then restored the Lord back to his original form. This is the story of the beautiful lingam in that place. That is Thirupannandal. Thirupannandal is the place, and the lingam which was leaned was straightened out by this Kalayanar Nayanar. And that is amazing thing that he did, and everybody saw that happening right in front of their eyes, and they praised the Lord and they praised his beloved devotee. So all praises for Kalayanar for this deed that he did, because nobody could do it, right? Elephants couldn't do it, soldiers couldn't do it, and the king knew it, that he could do it, and he did it. So there's another incident that happened in this temple. There's a Ganesha in that temple named Ananda Vinayagar. So Kalayanar's son passed away at one time, and when they were going for the cremation, the Lord Ganesha comes in Kalayanar's dream and says, take your son to the Tirtham in this temple, and take your son to that Tirtham and, give him a bath, dip him in that tank. And he did that. He listened to the Lord Ganesha, and his son was restored back to life. So this is an amazing incident that happened. And another thing that Tadagai did was, the Tadagai, the princess I told you about, she wanted to offer the Shodasa the Nama Stotram, the Pujai. And so she wanted 16 hands. And the Lord actually gave her 16 hands to offer the 16 pujai, the Nama pujai that she wanted to do. He actually gave it to her. And that is actually depicted in a beautiful sculpture in this temple. You'll find that sculpture in this temple with this beautiful Tadagai princess with 16 hands offering that pujai to the Lord. There's a sculpture in this temple in Thirupannandal. Arunajadeshwarar is the Lord. And the goddess here is Periyanayagi, and it's in the bank of the river Kaveri. We've seen a lot of temples in the river Kaveri, right? So, and the Sthala Vriksham here is palm tree, and Lord Shiva emerged out of from under the palm tree, and it's a Swayambu Lingam. And the Tirtham here is Brahma Tirtham, Airavata Tirtham, Tadagai Tirtham, and Naga Kannigai Tirtham. So all these Tirthams are there in this temple. And Pannai is palm tree, and that's why the name comes from, Thirupannandal. And there are inscriptions dating back really far back, with the Chola kings. And a lot of Chola kings have been a part of the renovation in this temple. Now, It's believed that goddess Parvati worshipped the Lord here and received Upadesham. Now, when I say Upadesham, the other sthalam that comes to our mind is Thiruvanikaval. Even that is an Upadesha sthalam, where the Lord comes to give Upadesham to our goddess, right? So this is one of the Upadesha sthalams too, where the Lord and the Devi are facing each other, not beside each other. Now, Lord Brahma, Vishnu, Indran, Suryan, Chandran, Sage Agasthyar, Airavatan, Adiseshan, Tadagai, and Kungiliya Kalaya Nayanar, all of them worship the Lord here. So you see from where and to where it comes, right? Brahma, Vishnu, almost everybody have come and worshipped the Lord here. There's a beautiful sculpture of Tadagai, as I said, with the 16 hands performing her puja here in the inner corridor. Now, there are marks on the lingam here that show that, people were trying to pull him, right, to make him straight. So there are marks of the rope around his lingam, telling you that this was a history. The lingam was leaned to one side and then it got back to the straight form. So the Nayanar came and made it straight. So the mark of the rope is there on the lingam. You can ask for it. The priest will show you the mark. Now there is a well near the Sthala Vriksham. The Sthala Vriksham is a palm tree. And it is believed that the Naga Kannigai came to worship the Lord from this, the well. Now she is who? Vasuki's daughter. Vasuki is who? Vasuki is a snake that the Lord beautifully has around his neck, Lord Shiva. Now, Lord Suryan worships the Lord Shiva here by directing his rays on the lingam every year for a few days. This usually happens in the Chittarai Masam, and that is during April and May. And this is a Parihara Sthalam, Naga Dosham and stuff like that. And then Sevai Dosham, all that is cleared in this temple. If you come and do Pariharam here, all the Dosham is, you will get relief, that's what they say. Now there are shrines of Ananda Vinayagar, like I said, Murugan with both Valli and Devayani, and Mahalakshmi, Natarajar, and Panchabhuta Lingam, Chokkanadar, Suryan, Chandran, Sattanadar, Bhairavar, and Sapta Kannigas, 63 Nayanars that you'll see in almost all the Shiva temples in banks of the Kaveri. You'll see all the Nayanmars standing there. Then Navagraham, Dakshinamurti, and Lingotsvavar, Brahma, Durgai, Chandikeshwarar are all the beautiful idols that you'll find in this temple. There's a separate shrine for Kungiliya Kalaya Nayanar. So this is about this temple where he came and helped to straighten the lingam. The lingam that was leaned to one side, he helped to straighten the lingam. And this is the Lord that saved Kungiliya Nayanar's son. He came back to life after he took a dip in this tirtham, Naga Kannigai tirtham. So this is something we all have to remember so that it helps us understand our history, how powerful our history was. Now, this is not something that happened during Dwapara Yugam or Treta Yugam. This is now. This happened now in Kali Yuga. Kungiliyam happened now. This Kalaya Nayanar happened now. And that is what is so powerful. All these incidences with Lord Shiva, we're reading that happened now. It's closer and real, not mythology. It's more beautiful when you read about Lord Shiva and get to know about these Nayanmars. It etches. It's like etched in our minds that yes, miracles are true. blessings are true. The Lord is listening to everything. Our prayers are never unanswered. Correct? It gives us so much, there's a lot of light when we walk forward. We may not see the light, but it's there. It's always there. We just have to open our eyes and believe it. When you surrender, I think everything is visible. So all the surrender is the key, right? Once you surrender, you see it. I totally enjoyed talking about this particular Nayanar today. I hope you did too. Madhyali Charanam, Jai Nandalala.